So the first card you have for your past is the Page of Pentacles. So yeah, I always see growth. I see springtime in this card all the time, newness. This page is looking up at this coin lovingly. It's like he's in love with this coin. He thinks it's beautiful and amazing. And he wants what it represents. He really, really badly wants what this coin represents. Stability, all of these kind of things. So yeah, but he might not be sure about how to go about getting these things because he's still learning. He's a page. And I'm kind of seeing in this card that this might be about a love situation. This might be about an on-off love situation, actually. And yeah, I think this person wanted growth with you. Somebody wanted growth with you. They were looking up to that. That's what they aspired to have with you. But I think they were a little bit lost. They're a little bit, they couldn't quite deliver that. And I think, they were just a bit lost, I think. I don't think they're a bad person. I think they just were a little bit lost in life, or sort of even wandering around looking for direction in their lives, and they didn't have that, or they couldn't find it. That's what they aspired to have, but they didn't quite have that. Now, I'm seeing that at this time you knew where you wanted to go in your life. You knew what you were doing when you were with them. You had plans in your life. They seemed to be wandering around, so they were quite different from the way you were at this time, and maybe they still are. So, they were a bit aimless. I keep on seeing aimlessness. So I think this person will eventually find their way, but I think they have a lot to learn, just like this page. And, these are some very big differences between you. I think they've always been a little bit like that. Now, I think anyone can get themselves together. Anyone can sort themselves out. Anyone can do that if they choose to, if they want to, if they have the right tools, if they have the right mindset. So I think eventually they can do that. But I think they've always had this kind of thing in them, being a little bit lost, a little bit not sure of what their goals are, that kind of thing. But I think you've always been very sure of what yours are. So I think you're both very, very different kinds of people. And I think you probably still are. That's what I'm seeing. So the next card you have for your past is the Hanged Man. So yeah, again, I don't think this was a bad person, and I still think they're not a bad person. I just think they had no focus, no aims. I'm actually seeing them trying to be with you, trying to kind of convince you that things are going to be fine. I'm actually seeing that you might have had a lot of backwards and forwards, separations, coming back together again, all of that kind of thing. And I think even at this time you might not have completely cut them off or anything like that. I think you were still hanging on to them. You had a big soft spot for this person. But the thing is, you had these fundamental differences. They didn't see the world in the same way that you saw them. You can be so focused, but they're the opposite. They're like this hanged man. They saw things from upside down, compared to you, who saw things the right way up. That's how you saw them, not viewing the world properly, not seeing their situation properly, not seeing the possibilities properly, not applying themselves properly, upside down. And you saw yourself as being the right way up. So, they're just completely different to you, and they always have been. But you still love them, and I think you did at this time, and I think maybe you still do. I'm seeing that. So because you haven't gotten away from them, you still want to be around them, or you wanted to be at this time, and they still wanted to be around you too, because they were trying to convince you that things will be all right, just when I get over this problem, things will be okay, I'll apply myself, I'll do this. So it's a very big difference between you, and a very stressful difference. That's what I'm seeing. The last card you have for your past is the Seven of Wands. So yes, I think this person might have had a lot of a few self-esteem problems. I think they see this as a battle, even though they care for you, even though they want to show you that they can do well. I think they see things as kind of who's on top and who's not, who's who's kind of better off than the other person, that kind of thing. And I think they were seeing you as being on top of things, and they had to kind of keep battling and battling to get anywhere where you were. That's what I'm seeing in this card. But I think, even though, yes, you were a lot stronger than they were, and you probably still are, but you didn't see this as a competition. You didn't see that. You wanted them to do well, and you always have wanted them to do well. And I think this might be just down to a little bit of a lack of self-esteem on their part, because they kind of felt like they're always in a kind of a losing position, and they saw you as someone who was in a kind of a winning position. But you didn't see it like that. What you wanted more than anything was for them to do well for themselves and for you to kind of be equals. That's what I'm seeing. So you had not just a difference of how you approached life, but you had a difference in how you saw yourselves as a couple. That's what I'm seeing. So a lot of complicated issues to sort out. The first card you have for your present is the World. So yeah, this is showing me how focused you are. Again, you're very focused, and you're growing very steadily in your work, in your achievements. This could be around your actual main work, or it could be a side business, or you could have your own business or something like that. I'm actually seeing a lot of people around you, a lot of people following you, listening to you, learning from you, all of that kind of thing. I'm seeing that you've probably been through a time of learning yourself, and now at this time you've kind of climbed over that hill. You're in a new phase now, and you're actually teaching people in some way, or you're showing people how to do things yourself. I'm also seeing in this card, I'm seeing teaching and learning again. And yeah, I hope this is going to make sense. I'll try and explain what I'm seeing here. I think with this love connection, I think this person might see you as well as someone who can teach them things and help them to make better choices and help them to move forward in their life. Because, you are definitely more focused. I'm seeing that all the way through this, and you're more together generally than they are. Now, yeah, I keep seeing that. So there's confusion around whether you're actually wanting to be in a relationship or not, because I'm seeing this backwards and forwards energy, this kind of getting back together, not sure, back again, hanged man, let's hang back, we don't know, and then we're getting back together, all of that kind of thing going on around that. But if you do want a relationship with this person, and if you want a healthy relationship with this person, obviously, yes, it's a good thing for you to help them up, help them with whatever they need. But be a bit careful about getting into a kind of dynamic of teacher and student. Be careful of getting into that dynamic. It's okay to be like that as long as your aim is to become more equal eventually, if you're helping each other. But try not to stay in that dynamic, because I think a parent-teacher dynamic isn't what you ultimately want to be in. I could see that was frustrating you, and I think it was frustrating them as well back in the Hanged Man and in the Seven of Wands, because there's this kind of battle of who's winning, who's not. That's what they were seeing, and I think that adding that kind of parent-teacher or teacher-student dynamic might mess that up a bit. Now, again, that's okay if you're just doing it to kind of help them with some things, but your aim is to help them to become equals. So eventually, what you want to do is both be equals in this relationship. So it's okay to do that, to kind of give them a step up, give them a head up, give them advice or whatever. But ultimately, I think you'll both be a lot happier, and their self-esteem will be better, and your attitude or your feelings toward them will be better and more calm if you are both equals. I hope that makes sense. So the next card you have for your present is the Four of Swords. So yeah, this might sound a bit strange, and yeah, this is a very specific thing that I'm seeing, so it might not resonate with everyone, probably only resonate with a few people actually. I'm seeing someone around you might be in recovery from something. They might have had an operation, or they might have been recovering, or they are recovering, I'm sorry, this is in the present, from an illness. I'm seeing you worrying about them. You might have even been, or you might even be praying for them, if this is something that you do, because There's someone praying in this beautiful stained glass window. And you might be worrying about not being able to see them or visit them as much as you'd like to, but this is an understanding person. I'm seeing that. So just do what you can. Call them as often as you can. Send them flowers if this is something you want to do. Visit when you can. But again, they understand that you can only do what you can. They know that you care about them. So just do your best. Call them when you can, see them when you can, do what you can. But don't stress and get upset if you can't kind of do all sorts of over-the-top things. You can't see them morning, night and noon and every day and all night long. You might see them every day. You might see them every couple of days, and you might call them in between or something like that, or you might get someone else to go and visit them instead, or you might, I don't know, but it's fine. I think that person really understands your situation. And also the other thing I'm seeing here is it's positive. I'm seeing that they will probably recover. I can't see whether it's fully or not, but I think things are I am seeing improvement. That's what I'm saying. I am seeing improvement here. So yeah. The last card you have for your present is the Three of Wands. So yeah, you've been working really hard on your work or your business, or this thing I'm seeing in the World card. I keep on seeing studying and teaching students and teachers all the way through this reading around this as well. And I'm actually seeing something that you've either applied for or that you've put in. You might have you might have applied for something or put in for something or something like that, and it's like you're waiting to hear from this. This is something official. This is something that you've had to kind of fill out forms for or something like that. I am seeing a positive result coming into you from this as well, but you might have to wait for a bit longer than you thought you would have had to, or than you want to wait for, if that makes sense. But this is very positive. I'm seeing that. This is positive. This is going to open up new things for you, and it is going to come in for you. That's what I'm seeing there. So the first card you have for your future is, yes, the Three of Swords. So yes, I think you have some very big decisions to make around this relationship. This is probably why I was so confused about whether you were actually together or not, or breaking up, or not sure, or what you were doing. They definitely see you as the strong one, the more stable one. Their self-esteem again might be low at this time as well. The Three Swords in this card, if you look at, they're pointing downwards. They're up in the air with this heart in the clouds, but it's like they want to head toward the earth. They want stability. They want to find the ground, but they're kind of trapped in this heart. So you want stability with this person, and you want to know if you have a future with this person, but you love them as well. You're trapped in your heart. You don't want to leave them. You couldn't bear to leave them, but you don't know if you have a future with them, and you need to sort out all these issues with them. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, you love them. I can see that. You have a lot of sorting out to do, so do they. If this resonates, the fact that you love them makes a huge difference, and it makes me feel a lot more positive about this. But obviously things are a lot more complicated than just loving someone. You might have to get together, and you might have to have a serious talk with them about what you both want in the future. And no blaming, just talking. Just be very calm, just sit there and talk to them, sit there and listen to them is the big thing. Listen to what they want in the future, how they see things, and just have a talk. Don't blame. I keep on seeing don't blame. So in this talk, don't blame, obviously. So the next card you have for your future is the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, this is a pattern that I keep on seeing with you a lot, and I see it with a couple of other signs as well. Either your career or your work's going really well, or and your love life isn't going so well, or it's the other way around. So obviously at this time your work's going a lot better than your love life is, but there is a lot of hope. You love them, and I think you have a lot to sort out. But I don't feel negative about this. I don't have a negative feeling about your love life. But yes, in your work life, this thing that you're waiting for in the Three of Wands, it's definitely going to come in for you after some delays, after some time, after some waiting, all of that kind of thing. This is going to come into you. Now, it might be a license or something like that. It's going to kind of open up the door with a key, unlock something for you to allow you to move further in your career or your work or your business or something like that. It's going to open up a whole lot of new possibilities for you. And I think you probably planned for this. You're a planner, you know what you want in your life. So I think you know what this is, and I think you know what's going to happen, because I think you've actually planned for it really well. It's definitely happening. That's what I'm seeing. That's very positive. So the last card you have for your future is the Two of Swords. Yes, I think you can see this card, and I think you know what I'm going to say. This is about this talk that you have to have with this person, or you should be having with this person in the Three of Swords, this love, this relationship. You have a lot of decisions to make around this. Both of you do. This is another message to you, to remind you to listen and notice what they have to say. Because if you look at this woman in this card, she has a blindfold on. She's not seeing what's going on. She has her ears closed, her eyes closed, and her swords up against someone else. Don't be like that. Don't be blaming. Don't be angry. Sit and have a quiet conversation with them. Please open your ears, please open your eyes, listen to what they have to say, and also remind them to do the same for you, because I'm seeing the self-esteem might be a bit down, and sometimes when people are like that, maybe they lash out, maybe they get a bit more upset than they do usually. I know I'm stumbling, I'm sorry about that. So yes, both of you try to be calm, and tell them this as well in the beginning of this conversation. You have to just say to them, look, I want us both to be calm. I want us both to hear each other out, listen to everything we have to say. And I think we both need to come to a place that we're both happy in, and that we can both be happy and look forward to. That's what I'm seeing there. And I hope that all makes sense for you, Scorpio.